Well, hello everybody. It's another Saturday up here in southeast Arkansas, and just got through having me a bacon and tomato sandwich for dinner, and I was slicing a tomato, and it made me think of an episode that happened to me. I had a flashback back to 1975, and I had an episode that happened to me. I thought I'd share that with y'all. Might bring a little smile to your face. It didn't make me smile at the time, but it does now. But back in 1975, that's when the tornado come through, and my mom and dad had their house messed up, so they was having a new house built. And while the house was being built, we were staying in an apartment complex over there on end of town. There is a kind of a two-story deal, and it was June, the beginning of tomato season, and we had a family of tomato buyers come through, moved in upstairs. And they was from Michigan, lived in Michigan. Well, they had a son. He was about 22, I guess, maybe. He was about 3 or 4 years older than me at the time. And he was pretty easy on the eyes. So he caught my eye right off the bat. Well, they come in, and needless to say, they was driving some pretty nice automobiles back then. Daddy, he was driving him a baby blue Lincoln Town car, and the mama was driving her a solid red Lexus two-door little sports car, and he was driving him a brand new Ford El Camino, brand new gold color, top of the line. Well, he was blonde. He was blonde-headed dude, long hair. Well, he caught my eye. So anyway, we got to conversing out there, speaking, waving at each other out there on the parking lot at the apartment complex. And the next thing I knew, he'd asked me out. So, yeah, he asked me out, and I said, yeah, I'd go. So he was going to take me to this steakhouse, going to take me to a steakhouse up here in Pine Bluff. And it was, back in, it was fancy, or what I thought was fancy anyway. Colonial Steakhouse, that's where it was at, in case y'all wondered. Well, there ain't nothing, there ain't nothing foo-foo about me. Not nothing. I mean, I don't go for none of this she foo stuff. I don't know nothing about it. I mean, take me to a hamburger joint, I'm fine. No, we going to a upscale steakhouse. Okay, and I knew it was kind of she, so I put on a little dress, and I was all dolled up, had my hair done, I had on my little heels, and I was dolled up, so thought I was all that. Oh, Lord help us. And so we go off to the steakhouse up there, and I'm all nervous anyhow, because him and his family, they was, I'm going to tell you, they was well off. I mean, they was well off. And of course, we was just, regular middle class folks, working people, my mom and dad. And they done well. They had them up there and come from Benton Harbor, Michigan. And they had them about a 12,000 square foot home up there on about a 150-acre estate, and yeah, they come to find out, I didn't know it at the time, but they didn't just work for the produce company, they owned the produce company. Had about 3 of them, as a matter of fact. So they was pretty well off. So we went to the steakhouse. And we got in there, and the man, he ordered the steak. He ordered us a steak. So I was all nervous and everything, and they brought the steak out. We had a rare steak. Well, and that's how I like mine. It looked good. And I thought, and I was so nervous. They had about 14 different kind of forks on here, and another bunch of spoons on there. And I didn't know what fork went for what. I mean, if it needs stabbing, I used a fork. If it needed scooping, I used a spoon. And if it needed slicing, I used a knife. And that's all I knew. I didn't know what utensil went with what. But anyhow, they brought the steak out, and I thought, oh, Lord, help me, don't make me mess up now. So I got my knife, and I got my fork, and I went to trying to cut on my steak. Lo and behold, the next thing I knew, that piece of steak flew off of my plate, and then on the lap of my dress, juice, blood, gravy, everything, steaks, it was all in my lap. The other piece that I hadn't cut off, it flew off in the floor. There it went. I just went, oh my God. Up here in this steakhouse now, needless to say, I could have went under that tablecloth and just pulled it down over my head. Face turned red as a beet. Waitress rushed over there. She got her little napkin and blotted my lap off, and they said, don't worry about it. It'll be okay. It'll be all right. We'll get another one. It'll be okay. So he ordered us another steak. Well, they brought it out, and they set it down in front of me, and I looked at it like, oh, Lord. So he looked over at me, knew I was kind of intimidated by the whole situation, plus I was flustered too, and he said, would you like for me to cut that for you? And I said, sure would. So anyhow, yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, I went to the steakhouse, got it all over in my lap, had it down in my lap. I thought, oh, Lord, we come home. I thought, I never will have another date with this guy. That done me in. Well, little did you know, we had another date, and we dated there for about 4 or 5 months. Well, the next thing I know, he wanted to marry me. And I wasn't leaving little old Arkansas, wasn't going up there. And so I turned him down. Well, in the meantime, a few days later, I got a one-way ticket in the mail going to Benton Harbor, Michigan. One-way ticket, fly me out there. Turned it down. What was I thinking? It's 105 outside today. I could have been sitting in Michigan. I could be in Michigan in the cool on a nice day. No, I'm out here in South Arkansas sweating like bullets. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, my tomato on my sandwich today made me have a flashback. So, yeah, that old country girl went to the steakhouse, and that's what happened. So, oh, mercy, the things that have happened, But anyway, that's it, and hope y'all got a grin out of it. It's funny now, but it sure wasn't funny then. And Oliver Perry Wolf III, if you happen to be watching this, I won't never forget that first date at the steakhouse, and you probably won't either. So I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.